What? Hello. Welcome to Scripture Story Time this week. We're reading the story of David and Goliath today, as told by the North Point First Ward. Started.
Once upon a time, there were two villages, one red and one blue. These two villages hated each other. The red village consisted of the Utes, and the blue village was home to the Cougars. One day while they were at war, the blue village sent forth a hero named Goliath. He was huge.
I am Goliath, the mightiest warrior amongst the Philistines. Fear, tremble before me. Yeah, bring your greatest warrior before me, and I will crush him like a rotten grape.
When the red village heard this, they were terrified and they wet themselves.
I'm so scared I think I had an accident.
For they had no warrior strong enough to defeat Goliath. Meanwhile, a young man from the red village named David was looking after his father's sheep. His father, Jesse, came to David and told him to bring McDonald's food to his brothers Eli, Abe, and Shaka Khan. David was a righteous young man who obeyed his father, so he set off to find his brothers on the battlefield. When David found his brothers, they were in a meeting with the army discussing who would fight Goliath. When they asked why David had come, he told them of their father's request. But regrettably, he had eaten all the food himself during the long walk.
Yummy. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want some?
This angered his brothers, so they decided David would face Goliath himself. David was not afraid, for he prayed to the Lord for help and had faith. The next day, the soldiers gave David battle armor.
Dear David, take this armor. Take my plastic pumpkin bucket, brass helmet, and my sword.
But he decided he needed better armor, so he changed and went out to find his opponent. When Goliath saw that David was his opponent, he began laughing uncontrollably and almost died from laughter. But then he recovered and began taunting David.
Puny girly man! Puny girly man! Poor girly man! My muscles are like stone, cut out of the mountain without hands. I am strong. I must crush you and get my dinner. Maybe a nice strudel and a juicy bratwurst to feed my muscles.
David replied,
Wait just a minute and come here, you uncircumcised Philistine. Na 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 na.
This angered Goliath, and the battle began.
You can't get me.
Yeah, it's only a flesh wound.
After an intense battle that lasted seconds, he then placed a bullseye on Goliath's forehead with the help of a ladder.
What did you do? What is on my forehead?
David took out his prayer rock and loaded his sling with it. David took aim and then fired. Now, at first, the Lord was not going to help David because the red armor he had on was blasphemous. But since David's sling was blue, the Lord decided it would be okay to help him out. The prayer rock struck Goliath right between the eyes and slew him instantly. When the blue army realized they had lost, they cried. David then took Goliath's sword and cut off his head. He then placed the head, which was not a basketball, in a garbage bag.
Wow, this thing is heavy. Goliath had the brains of a doorknob. You wouldn't think it would be so heavy since there isn't a brain in it.
And then, out of the crowd, appeared Bathsheba. She wanted to congratulate David on his victory.
Come here, David.
But he cast her away and had her removed.
Get thee hence, she-devil.
Good move, David. After getting over the shock of David winning, the Red Army raised David up and celebrated, and there was much rejoicing. Yay! And thus, the Red Team won the war, and that's exactly how it happened. The end.
And that's our story for today. Tune in next time when we go through the book of Ether, chapter 14.
And now there began to be a great curse upon all the land because of the iniquity of the people, in which if a man should lay his tool or his sword upon his shelf, or upon the place whither he would keep it, behold, upon the morrow he could not find it.
Where's my wrench? I hate this curse. It stinks!
So great was the curse upon the land.
I want to bang on the trouble. Although we have taken artistic license with the story of David and Goliath, we hope that from this biblical story, we remember that we do not have to face our Goliaths alone. With faith and the Lord's help, we can overcome the challenges we encounter today. May God bless us all as we strive to return to the presence of Him who gave us life. Amen.
There's Taylor with his Yu-Gi-Oh cards in public. There, you saw it.